Hello, Justajolt here. Now I got this box the other day full of all kinds of wonderful blasters, including this one here, this lovely Busby Tommy 12. Now this is a video about how to deal with this, namely battery corrosion, because you can see this here, both terminals, all the terminals are really heavily corroded, and these are the batteries that were left in the blaster for so long that they started to leak. Now just to talk to you a little bit about battery chemistry, potassium hydroxide is the electrolyte in the battery, the thing involved in exchanging the electrons which flow through the circuit. Now in acid batteries we would have ammonium or zinc chloride doing that, but it's potassium hydroxide in this case. And when batteries get old, they leak. And this potassium hydroxide is quite corrosive, it's quite nasty stuff, it can irritate and things. But then when it gets in contact with the air around it, it gives you potassium carbonate. You can see there's lots and lots of this stuff right there. Now this is actually a basic substance. That means that if you dissolved it in water, you would end up with a solution, you can correct me if I'm wrong, which would be alkaline, which means that in order to shift this stuff, we simply need to react it with an acid. And we have an acid right here, vinegar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in front of you now, I'm going to try and do this whole process on camera. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to just squirt a little bit of vinegar onto here. Oops, that was bad camera work right there. So there's a bit of lovely distilled vinegar. Maybe I should have used a bit of malt vinegar to kind of have it show up on camera more. And if I just show you this, I'm just going to try and find a bit of potassium hydroxide on here. And I've just daubed it on. And the camera is really, really bad. You can't see it, but it just kind of hisses and fizzes and sort of disappears. It's not really disappearing. What's going on is the potassium hydroxide is reacting with the vinegar. There's a neutralization reaction which occurs, and there is this kind of fizzing which you can hear where hydrogen's given off. And that means that basically it's easier to shift, because as it's like this, it's quite a harmful substance, but also there is corrosion occurring to the terminals too. It's quite reactive. For example, you end up with your copper components oxidizing in here if it was kind of, you know, getting in contact with the copper or whatever it is. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to daub this onto here. And I wish the microphone was good enough to pick this up, because there's this fizzing that you can hear, and I'm going to do all of this on camera if I can. As you may or may not be able to see, this is now a lot cleaner than it was. So now I'm going to dry it out and see if I can get some batteries working in it. And cotton buds are perfect for this, because they can get into like the kind of places where you'd struggle to get with a bit of paper towel. Now I'm not actually going to bother drying it out completely, because that should work just fine now. I'm going to take 3 more batteries from my spare battery bag. Going to whack them in and then see if it's working. Now the thing is that this may well be so badly corroded that, as in like the corrosion might have got through to the rest of the circuit, in which case we'll be struggling a bit. But I think that there we go, and you can hear now the batteries have gone in. I've left it on, being the monkey that I am, and this now is working absolutely fine. All the corrosion's been removed. And how do you turn this off even? There's a little button there to turn it on and off. So there you go. My purpose for this video was to simply show you how easily this battery corrosion can be removed. And you can see those batteries are in a real state, and that white feathery stuff was literally all over those terminals. All that stuff has not disappeared. It is now in there, dissolved in the partly water, partly acid, because the neutralization reaction which occurred has meant that that is now not pure acid. There's also there's going to be quite dilute acid because of the water, and this blaster is now working just fine. So I hope that's useful for some of you. If you ever buy a blaster where you have nasty battery corrosion like this, you know exactly what to do. Just one quick note, do check whether the batteries are alkaline batteries or zinc chloride batteries. Acid batteries, remember, use zinc chloride or ammonium chloride, and that is an acid. You can't neutralize acid with acid, and so if you have acid, then you need to dissolve something like bicarbonate of soda in some water, and then it works exactly the same. But do check whether it's an alkaline battery or an acid battery. Thanks very much for watching. This is Just a Jolt signing off. I know I said I was going to do this in one take, but it occurred to me after I finished the video that it might be a much more amusing thing to do to show you the fizzing by putting these batteries in here and by just spraying the acid over them. You might be able to hear the fizzing like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take these outside just in case anything nuts happens. Dippy-doo. Hello, plants. These are the batteries I got out, and I'm literally just going to spray acid all over them and hopefully there you can hear the fizzing and see the fizzing. That's what happens to the stuff on the terminals. This is actually quite cool. I might just kind of encourage this to fizz a little bit more.